Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with home fragrance empties. This basket is overflowing this week. I really focused this week on changing my wax more often, and obviously it worked because I got through quite a bit of stuff. So I'm gonna separate this Scentsy from the Lavender and we will jump in. I have so many things here, so let's go ahead and jump in. We will start with Scentsy, so if you're just here for Scentsy, you can tune out after that. I finished off a scent circle in Day on the Field. This was from the Father's Day collection last year. Really nice, earthy, kind of masculine cologne scent. I had that going in my car. And then I finished a washer whiff tub in Jammy Time. Jammy Time is my preferred laundry scent from Scentsy. I also really like Starburst Sky when they have that in the laundry, and I've enjoyed Pink Cotton in the past, but Jammy Time is always available. It's just a good scent for anything. I think it works for men, women, bedding. It just kind of is universal to me, so I really like this one. For bars, I got through quite a bit as well. So I melted Black Tie Affair. This was my favorite from last year's Father's Day collection. So there was Black Tie Affair, The Day on the Field, and Open Air Exploring. This one is kind of tobacco vanilla-esque in some ways. It is just the most beautiful masculine cologne scent. I loved this so much. Had this one going in my bedroom. It is so gorgeous. I think I have one bar left and I'll be sad when it's gone, but I've enjoyed the bars I've had of it. Ocean Shimmer. This is in our current catalog. This is a very aquatic, musky type scent. Perfumey musk. Good for the bedrooms. Not the best performer. It leans a little bit more medium in strength, but one of my favorite scents from the new catalog. Vanilla Waves. I get a Vanilla Waves bar here and there. They bring it out in clearance sales and flash sales in different bundles. I know so many people that love this bar. I enjoy this one, but it never has been the best performer for me, and I have found some amazing vendor wax dupes, or at least scents that I feel like are incredibly similar to Vanilla Waves that I think perform better. So I'll link that video above. I have multiple Scentsy dupe videos on this channel, just as I come across vendor wax that might be similar to something Scentsy. I like to share just in case you have a Scentsy heartbreak and you want to pick up some wax that at least is incredibly similar. I try to share when I come across those things. So quite a few companies I feel like have Vanilla Waves dupes, and while this is amazing, and I'm surprised that they haven't brought this scent back, this feels like this would be a really good selling bar. It's just a light performer for me personally, but I melted this bar in my kitchen and I did enjoy that. Honeysuckle Dew. This was from like the Garden Blooms collection, part of the Epcot collection. This one has notes of honeysuckle, jasmine, lemon, and dewy greens. I have the notes for some, but not for all. This is incredibly strong floral. Melted this one in my living room. Very strong performing bar. I think I left this in for like 3 days before I took it out. You have to like those very intense florals to like this bar. I can appreciate a scent like this, but I can't say that it's my favorite, so not one that I would get again. Today in my bedroom, I am melting Vanilla Barnwood. So this was part of like a holiday collection or scents of the season or some sort of collection around the holidays a couple years ago. And then last year in the fall winter catalog, they brought it back. And I'm hoping they bring it back this fall winter because this is a really gorgeous scent. I ended up picking up a 6-pack of this as the catalog changed because I do really like this bar, and just today melted it in my bedroom. Every time I go into my bedroom, I'm just reminded about how beautiful this scent is. I get Fruit Loops from this. I know that not everybody does, but to me, this is a very creamy, amber heavy Fruit Loop scent. It's gorgeous. It is really, really beautiful. I love the perfumey amber quality of this. It's a good bar. So hopefully this one makes a return. From the current catalog, I believe we have Very Vanilla. And this one has notes of vanilla and tonka bean. I really like this scent on cold. It is a very perfumey vanilla. The tonka bean gives it a body care type of quality. I think that this bar is in the bakery section of the catalog, which I thoroughly disagree with. My qualm with this is that it's really light. This is not a good performing bar. I melted this in this wax from here and I really didn't get too much from it. I think I have one bar of this left, but I think once I'm done with Very Vanilla, I'm gonna move on from it because it doesn't give me the performance that I want. And of the vanillas in the catalog, I prefer the Vanilla Amber. That one is also a very similar perfumey type of scent, but has those beautiful, vanilla notes that perform. It has a good throw. Very sweet. Definitely getting into some of the heat of the day, summer type bars. This one to me is a dupe of Firecracker Pop from Bath & Body Works. I think they're pretty much identical. It is ever so sweet, kind of cherry, fruity leaning scent. Reminds you of a popsicle or Kool-Aid, something of that nature. It has notes of blueberries, strawberries, and candied glaze. Very, very sweet. I'm using this one in the counter clean right now and love it. Big Hero 6, Would You Like a Hug? One of my favorite kind of licensed bars that's come out in the past few years. Look how juicy this bar is. I got my notes disappeared. This one is fruit punch in a way, but sweeter. It's more strawberry candied like. I think there's some marshmallow notes. This scent is incredibly strong, very, very fruity and sweet. A great performer. And I melted both Berry Sweet and Would You Like a Hug on the same day. I had Berry Sweet going in my kitchen and then Would You Like a Hug going in my living room. And it just was a really nice, fruity, bright kind of strawberry cherry day. Love that one. I have many of them. They came back in a flash sale or something, and I think I bought like 10 to 15 of them. One of my current favorites right now, and I need to get more before the catalog changes for the fall, definitely want to pick up more of Lake My Day. I want to say I have maybe one more left, but this is a really nice aquatic masculine cologne fragrance. I don't know all the notes. I think there's some bergamot in here, but it's just a beautiful masculine cologne scent with those watery notes. Really, really enjoy this. And every time I melt a bar of this, I'm like, oh, this is so nice. Why don't I melt this more? So definitely one I want to get more of. From the Puddles and Petals collection, Quaint Country Rain. So this was the last of that collection that I had to melt. And I kind of mentioned this in previous empties when I talked about these bars, but overall I wasn't the most impressed with that collection. All of them kind of smelled the same. I didn't think they were great performers, and I just think that Vendor Wax does Rain better for the most part. I will say though, this one was definitely my favorite of the bunch. This one had an apple note to it. It was a very crisp apple, and then you got that aquatic, fresh rain note. The combination of the apple with the rain was really, really nice. I have one more of this. I thoroughly enjoyed this bar, and I felt like this was a good performer. So for me, the standout from that collection definitely is the Quaint Country Rain. And then lastly from Scentsy, melting, one of my newest obsessions is Vanilla Rose. This is from the Mother's Day collection, and you guys, I just fell in love with this bar. This is so gorgeous. It's rose, but it's taken down a notch. You definitely get the vanilla. It's creamy. It's not headache inducing. It's not too sharp or floral rose or anything like that. This is beautiful. So I ended up doing a party, a one and done club for the Father's Day bars because I didn't want to buy the warmer that came with the collection. And at the same time, I added a couple of Vanilla Rose to that club so I could get some more of it, because this is a bar I will enjoy in my bedroom all spring and summer. That's when I melted this one in my bedroom, and I love it. It is so pretty. Lasted for 2 days. Thoroughly enjoyed this one, and like I said, it's my newest Scentsy obsession. But that is it for Scentsy. So if you're just here for Scentsy, thank you so very much for watching, and we will get into vendor wax. Let me start with the vendors that I only have one item from. So from the Candle Nurse, I finished off a sample in Pink Lavender Latte. And I believe this is supposed to be her dupe or her type of the espresso in Pink Lavender from Bath & Body Works. This is pink sugar, sweet lavender, toasted marshmallows, and fresh morning roast coffee. This was just okay. This was a good performer for me, but I prefer Teddy B's version of this. Teddy B's version I like because I get the coffee, but it's very heavy on the lavender. It's very sweet. I don't know what Bath & Body Works smells like. I've never had that candle or smelled it, so I can't compare. This one was coffee heavy. So if you didn't like that you didn't get as much coffee in the Teddy B's one, this would be a great one for you, because I felt like the coffee stood out the most. Me not being the biggest coffee fan, I just prefer 75% of the scent being something else and then the hints of coffee. So a pretty scent, but not one that I would get again. From Swanky, I believe Steph the Scented Gemini gifted me this. This is Exotic Orchid and Ebony Woods. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. This was a really pretty kind of perfumey body care scent. I didn't have too much of a throw from this one. It definitely was on the lighter side, but it was a little sample size piece, so maybe I would have done better with a bigger piece. Swanky is definitely on my radar for a vendor to purchase from at some point. So you can see all the wax I have sitting here. It's gonna be a long time, at least a year probably, but I really have enjoyed a lot of Swanky's wax that I have tried, and Stephanie has been so generous in sending me stuff here and there. It cuts like a dream. It almost makes you want to chop wax because of how nicely it chops, but definitely on my radar to pick up in the future. From Salt Mountain Melts, I finished off my loaf of Key Largo. This is one of my favorite key lime scents ever. Definitely gonna miss this blend, but I'm glad to have enjoyed it. What's Rip working on? I don't know. We'll see how he does here. But, you know, I'm kind of like, oh, hoard your Salt Mountain Melts. But at the same time, I'm thinking, no, enjoy it, melt it. Don't let it go bad. Enjoy every second of it. It's okay. Melt your wax, enjoy it. Don't hold things for special occasions. So I decided to go ahead and melt it. Key lime pie, sugar cookie, and whipped cream. Gorgeous. One of the reasons I love this one so much is because the lime is not overly sharp or tart. Very bakery heavy. It's mixed in so well with the other notes. Super, super pretty scent. From Second and Spruce, you guys, the scent. Coconut Beach Party Milk and Cookies. This was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, it's coconut cream, toasted coconut cookies, beach party, and milk and cookies. Her coconut milk and cookies on its own is one of the most amazing scents ever. I would say it's my favorite coconut blend, and yes, over coconut crack from The Pharmacist's Daughter. There's something about Erica's milk and cookies. It's incredibly strong, so strong. You get the crunchy cookie, you get that little bit of milk. It's not sour in any sort of way. The coconut is beautiful and creamy. It's just such a nice bakery heavy scent. And then you mix the beach nights with this. You guys, I put this in, it was 4 pieces. I put this in my open concept. I left this in for 3 days. I felt like eventually the beach nights kind of died off, but what was left was this really strong, crunchy cookie scent that just lingered and lingered. And I probably could have left this in my warmers for longer, but at that point I was like, I just need to move on from this. I loved this so very much. Could not recommend this more. Her coconut milk and cookies on its own, 10 out of flippin' 10. From Kay's, I finished off some samples from her. So her pineapple mango Scentsy type. So this is the dupe of the Scentsy bar. This is sweet pineapple, juicy mango, softened by passion flower. I actually really enjoyed this. I'm not the biggest pineapple fan, but something with the mango, the passion flower, just kind of softened the pineapple a little bit. This was really, really pretty, very tropical fruity scent. I've never had this Scentsy bar that I can recall, so I can't compare it per se, but I liked that a lot. Then I melted dune grass. This kind of reminded me of arugula. I think I shared that in my last empties. Just a really fresh green scent. If you like dune grass scents, grass, just those bright, fresh, earthy scents, you would love dune grass, and it is a very strong performer. That little sample I left in for like 3 days. And then these are more wintry focused, but they were very mint heavy, and I melt mint all year long, more so in the winter, but I do like it in the summer as well, especially in the bedrooms. So I did a mix of Fresh Snow and Through the Woods. So Through the Woods is Fraser Fir, Sugar Cookie, and Peppermint Stick. Fresh Snow, I don't know what's in it, but it was a very minty scent. Almost maybe spearminty a little bit. So I just did the combination of Through the Woods and Fresh Snow together. Really pretty, very peppermint heavy. It was perfect for the bedroom. Very relaxing. Nothing that I felt super strongly about, but it was a nice bedroom melt. 2 scent shots from Candles by Victoria. Berry Blackberry Cobbler. This was a very good berry bakery scent. The blackberry leaned almost a touch grape to me. Pretty good performer, not one that I would necessarily get again, but I will say Candles by Victoria, I'm loving her wax. It's performing fantastic in my home. Today I'm melting Rain in my kitchen. This is gorgeous. This is incredibly strong, very fresh. This reminds me a little bit of Thunderstorm from Scentsy. It kind of has a touch of a laundry leaning quality to it, which Thunderstorm does, in my opinion. This is beautiful, beautiful. And that's what I was saying with Quaint Country Rain, is that I just feel like there are so many vendor waxes that does Rain better, or even Scentsy Thunderstorm is just better, I feel like, than that Petals and Petals collection. Not that it was a bad collection. It was very pretty. I enjoyed all of the bars. I just wasn't as wowed as I thought I would be. This one though, really, really love it. Think it would be a great mixer, and I'm enjoying that on its own. From Rainbow Melts, I finished off one of Summer's Lavender sampler scents in Waxaholic. This is Lavender Martini, Sweet Santal, and Marshmallow Fireside. Gorgeous. You definitely got a little bit of a fizzy, kind of effervescent note. I don't know what Lavender Martini is. I'm not familiar with that oil, but there definitely was something kind of cocktail, fizzy in quality about this scent. Really pretty. Enjoyed that a lot. And then going in this wax room right now, I have Sweet Surf. So Crystal was so kind and gifted this scent to me. This is sea salt, vanilla marshmallow, and a splash of salted caramel. So this one again reminds me a lot of Vanilla Waves. This one though is very caramel heavy. It's a good performer. I'm smelling it very strongly. Not my favorite, only because I really get that caramel. To me, it's not a splash of the salted caramel. It's more caramel heavy, and I wish it was more vanilla heavy. But if you like caramel, if you like Vanilla Waves, I don't think that they're identical dupes, but I think they're similar in scent profile, so you might really enjoy the Sweet Surf from Rainbow Melts. Lavender and Speckles, I finished off 2 bags of beach marshmallow cookies. One of my favorite scents from Beth, and this was just starting to get a little bit old. So this is her Beach Nights mixed with Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds and Sugar Cookie Royale. This is so pretty. You get the creamy Beach Nights. I don't get tons of Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds. To me, you get that creamy Beach Nights, that crunchy cookie from like the Sugar Cookie Royale. It is a great summertime bakery scent where you're getting hints of the bakery notes, but it's not overly bakery or anything like that. The Beach Nights really comes out. Gorgeous. Highly recommend. Absolutely will repurchase that. Then I melted Glistening Bay. One of my first kind of favorites from Beth, and this one just holds a special place in my heart. I Heart Laundry blended with plum, sea salt, and ozone. So this is a kind of aquatic laundry scent. It's so pretty. Very, very fresh, beautiful, beautiful, fresh aquatic laundry scent. I love the aquatic notes mixed with the laundry so that it's not overly intense. This scent, I've shared this story, I think, every time I melt this wax. But this was the first wax that I melted in this new house. So when I moved into this house, it definitely had the other people's scent to it. And they had 2 dogs. And, you know, when you just are moving into a new house and you're cleaning everything and you're putting your stuff in, it just doesn't smell like you and your home. I felt like I was smelling the other people. And so this was the first wax that I put into this house just to kind of air it out. And so whenever I melt this scent, I think about that time and buying this house and moving in and unpacking and just all the craziness that came with that. And so this scent just really kind of holds a special place in my heart and a nice scent memory now. So, and always repurchase. Finished a sampler piece from the Rain sampler that Melissa Ferguson did. This one is A Walk in the Rain. And this so far has been my favorite. This was gorgeous. Rain, peppermint, and fresh cut grass. Oh, I loved this one. I think the reason I liked this one so much, all of these scents in the Rain sampler have been unbelievably strong. So strong. All of them have been great performers, and that Rain oil is very intense. And I feel like it kind of overtook some of the other blends. One of the reasons I like this one so much is that I really got the peppermint and the fresh cut grass in addition to the Rain. This was gorgeous. And I was melting that on the same day as Glistening Bay. So those paired together beautifully. A Walk in the Rain I would definitely get on its own in a bigger bag. And then I've got a couple of clamshells from Beth. First up is Sun and Surf. This one is Vanilla Surf, which is her Vanilla Waves type, Rain and Copper Tone. This one was not my favorite. I don't believe I like her Copper Tone. Something about her suntan lotion, it smelled a bit chemically and artificial to my nose. So not my favorite of her scents, but I'm glad that glad to have tried it. Gone Camping. Beth, if you're watching, I'm so proud of you because you did some good dirt blends. This is Red Apple, Palo, Damp Forest, Patchouli, Amber, and Cedar. You guys, this is a dirty blend and I love it. You definitely get hints of dirt. It's not very strong or overly intense, but if you like dirt, if you like those outdoorsy, earthy scents, Natalie would love this, just if you like those fragrances, or if you want to try dirt without it being too intense, Gone Camping would be a fantastic one. I would blend this honestly more with dirt. I would blend this with fresh cut grass. Any of the above would be gorgeous. Cotton Candy Laundry. So this is Cotton Candy and the best, strongest laundry scent ever. So this one, when I purchased it, was a little bit of a wild card for me because I'm just kind of getting into laundry. So I was a little bit anxious about it, but I see so many people talk about this scent. I knew I had to try it. You guys, I loved this so much. I put this in my bedroom, the whole clam. I let this go for like 3 days before I changed my warmers. The cotton candy sweetness comes through. The laundry is not too intense. I could not recommend this more. The hype is real. If you like laundry, if you like fresh and clean, but you want something blended with it, or that laundry just to be taken down a notch, Cotton Candy Laundry. It is hyped up for a reason. That is so, so good. And then last from Lavender and Speckles, I have Adrift. Adrift is Salty Sea Air, Beech Wood, Roasted Pine Cones, and Smoked Vanilla. 10 out of 10. This was amazing. Also melted this one in my bedroom. Loved the pine cone, the beech wood. You definitely got those kind of woodsy notes, but the salty sea air was so strong. And you guys know, if you've been here for a while, how much I love salty sea air. This was so good. And it kind of reminded me of something, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what I was being reminded of, but I loved this. I loved this so, so very much. Oh, you guys, I still have a bunch of teddy bees to share, and this video is already well into 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to stop there, and I'll share the teddy bees in my next empties video, and just, yeah, cut this video where it is, because I went through a fat stack of teddy bees, so and I'm going to the Cardinal game, and so I need to stop filming and get ready. So I will share my stack of teddy bees next empties video. So that is everything I have to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for seeing what I have went through recently. What was your favorite of the week, or something that you have been loving this week? I would love to know. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I hope that you have a good day. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.